there, guys. Ken here, your Thrifty Apprentice, and welcome to another rendition of the channel's version of a crafty corner. I have been contemplating on adding an additional day to the channel lineup. I have so many ideas that I would like to share with anybody who wants to listen in regards to art journals and junk journals and crafting and paper crafting and just different things that I love to do. So I'm really thinking about adding Thursdays into the lineup on a permanent basis. So and there'll be crafting videos where we will take our time. We will look at creating things. So just know that these crafting videos, especially the ones that are released on Thursday, and I don't know if I'll do it every Thursday. It may become an every week thing. It may be every other week. It may be here or there, but there'll be Thursday releases, and all of those will be solely geared towards crafting in some shape, form, or fashion. So in this video, I want to share this idea with you guys. I call these 3/4 notebooks. And they are made to be companions for your art journals or your junk journals. They can be standalone companions, or they could fit into bigger pockets of the original journals, or they could be used as like books, page stoppers, or even additions. So let's just take a look and see what we are going to be making today. So this is the very first one that I made. The idea was developed in order to be an insert into a current art journal, art/junk journal, art book that I have. That's why you'll see that the back doesn't come all the way down. Now, it was developed along the concept of a waterfall journal. So you know how a waterfall journal has the pages that cascade on the inside? Now, this particular one was constructed to be constructed for writing and or drawing, if that's what you wanted to do, but mainly for writing, just to be able to jot down ideas and notes or whatever your daily thoughts or affirmations may be. So it was made for just to add journaling space. So we're going to be looking at how to construct these, and just so you can see, I do have a journal here. Let me move this to the side, and we'll take a closer look at all of these in more detail at the end of the video. So if you guys would like to see all those flip throughs, just stay tuned. But I am putting it at the end of the video just in case all you want to see is how to create the 3/4 notebook. So let me just find a page here so I can show you guys what I mean. So like, okay, so here, this is the page in this art journal that I'm going to be redoing. So like, this was constructed to, for instance, here, lay down as an addition into your journals. You could glue it down onto the page, or you could use the back cover as a, there, it fits across the top of the page, which is what I originally was thinking about when I designed it, that it would fit across the top of a page. It would lay flat in your journals like that if you decided to actually put it in the journal, and then of course the journal would close up, and there you have it. You would open the journal to that page when you wanted to, and then of course you had all of this journaling space leading all the way down to the original page of the book that you attached it to. So that's kind of what that looks like. That's what we're going to be creating. This one has, and like I said, we'll take a look in more detail. I just wanted you guys to see. So what you're going to need for this project is really straightforward and simple. Now, you're going to need paper to use for your waterfall journal. Because I'm making mine or designing them to be inserted into a book, I'm going to make sure that I don't have a lot of pages in it, because I want it to lay as flat as possible. So for the insert of my journal, I'm only going to be using 4 pages. Okay, and these are just some coffee dye pages that I had. You can use whatever you would like to. If you want to turn it into You can put mixed media pages in it. You can put watercolor pages in it. You can put sketchbook pages. You can put alcohol marker pages in it. Turn it into whatever type of 3/4 portfolio you want to. But just to show you how to put the book together today, I'm just going to be creating a sketchbook with some coffee dyed papers that I can draw and sketch. I love using drawing and using color pencils on coffee and tea dyed paper. If you guys remember, not too long ago, we had a gel printing video. This is one of the prints that was pulled from that. Give me a second. I'm gonna just take a little sip of my coffee here. Yeah, the Thursday video is gonna be real laid back and relaxed, guys. So just, settle in, have fun, grab your supplies. So I'm going to be using that gel print as a cover. And then for the back, the part that kind of fits over the page, or for the back of the notebook, I'm just going to be using a piece of, I think this is coffee dyed cardstock. It might be tea dyed. Let's see. I don't smell anything. Maybe it's tea. I don't know, the strength may be different just depending on the day that I did the coffee or tea dyeing. So those are the supplies that we're going to need. We just need those two for front and back cover, and then a few pages for insert. And those are the basic supplies. Other than that, we're going to need some glue and something to bind. Now, I'll be using the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, but you can also use staples to bind this. What would be another simple method of binding? Or just, rope binding, where you can remove the pages if that's what you choose to do. All right, so first things first. What you would want to do is measure what you're inserting it into. Now, if you're creating them as standalone books, then you can make them whatever size you want to. But if you're creating it to go into a journal, then you would want to measure the size of the page that you're inserting it on. So first things first, I'm just going to grab one of these pages, and I do believe that all of them are, I know they're all the same size. They're pretty much the same. So I'm just going to grab a sheet of it. Just going to lay down as the back, and I am going to measure my waterfall. How big do I want it to be? Keeping in mind that I want to give room towards the spine for the page to be able to turn, right? All right, so I'll say about here. And we're going to use this first page to immediately start creating a waterfall signature. So I am just going to fold down the top of that about 1/3 of the paper, and then I'll scooch it up. Yes, scooch is a word. It is an official crafting word. I'll scooch it up, and I'll say that's wide enough. I mean, that's actually a little bit, because I want the top page, this page that you fold down will be the very first page of your waterfall journal. So I do want it to be, wide enough to at least do a small, maybe like landscape drawing, or light watercolor pencil painting or on. So I'm gonna say that's about wide enough. So what I want to do is make sure that is even with the top of the paper, right, before we create that fold. So get that even, and then we're just gonna crease it all the way down, and that gives us the very first and the very last page of our waterfall journal. So now that I have that, as far as the length is concerned, keeping in mind that our journal is going to be going this way, so it's going to run up and down instead of sideways, right? That's our first page. Now, to create the second page, I'm just going to take another sheet, and then I'm going to measure from the bottom of this one about how far I want to see the next page to create the waterfall effect. So I'm going to say that's roughly about 1/2 inch. I'm just guessing here. And I'm going to eyeball that. I'm not using anything to measure. So I want to try to line that up as well as I can, keeping it as straight as possible. I'm gonna say that's good, right? And then what you'll do is you'll fold this piece up to the fold of the first one, like so. Make sure you keep it straight, and then we're gonna crease all the way down. Now, what you'll see is once you insert this inside, you'll start to see a waterfall create here and then at the top. So now we have 2 pages inserted. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides. All right, now we're gonna move on with the next one. And I'm only using 4 sheets again because I want to keep this really thin to fit inside this journal. You use as many sheets as you would like. I'm going to once again measure off. Let's see how that. Let's just get that tucked back in really nicely so we can really gauge where we are. Okay, can you guys see that? So I'm laying that 3rd sheet down like so. I'll say that's about the same width. And then I'm going to fold the top of this one into the crease of this inside. And just line it up across the top, making sure that it's even there, and crease it down. Okay, and that is the 3rd page in the waterfall signature. There we go. Now I just have one more page to do an insert. We're gonna make sure that this evenly stacked. Okay, I think that's gonna be pretty nice. And then we'll do our last page. And I wanted to save the real grungy one for the last one, just so, you know, you'll get a really grungy effect when you open the book. So I'm gonna make sure that all of these are even. And then I will get the last one in here. Again, about 1/2 inch. There we go. And then I'll fold that up to that crease. And with each page you add, the inside pages become increasingly larger. All right, line it up and just crease it down. And then that will fit in there. And there we have a really quick and easy waterfall journal. It has 4 pages, and 4 times 4 is what, 16? So that gives me 16 sides to either paint or draw on. And of course, our journal is gonna go this way. So I'll more than likely use this for landscape drawings and or landscape watercolor pencil drawings, no doubt. Especially on this coffee dyed paper. I think it's gonna be, I don't know if it's coffee or tea. Either way, there's our waterfall journal. That's the signature that's gonna be inserted into the cover. So now we're gonna sit there to the side for a second, and we're gonna jump right into making the cover. So here we have what I'm gonna be using as the cover. This was a gel print. You guys can go back and check that video out. I have mixed media videos that go up from time to time where we're doing all types of mixed media art creation, and gel printing happens to be one of those things. I find it really relaxing and I love to do it. Do you guys gel print? I've asked that before. I think I've had one viewer tell me that they like to gel print. I'm not sure. I know it was really popular at one point. I don't know if it's popular anymore, but yeah. So I have my cutter here, and what I want to do is cut off the white borders and kind of get some even edges around my gel print so that I can start to create the cover for the 3/4 portfolio. Now, if I didn't explain to you why I call it the 3/4 portfolio, I will show you here all of the 3/4 flip portfolio, 3/4 notebook. Is because they all have this 3/4 band. It's 3/4 of an inch, which is in addition to the back panel and folds over to the front. So I just thought that that was really cute for color blocking, and therefore the name was invented. So what I'm going to do is keep as much of the gel print and cut off as much as the white in line. Okay, and this cutter, this cutter may not be, you know, the best. We're gonna hope that it does me nice. We're gonna hope that it's nice to me. It doesn't always like to be. Oh, I really hate to get rid of that much of it. But that shows you that, you know, you get those uneven edges when you're gel printing. Okay. And we're just squaring this up, making it a square piece of paper so that we can work with it. I'm really glad that it's acting nicely right now. Here we go. Okay. That would be a beautiful signature inside of a page. I love gel printing. It just lets you be unique, and it lets you make your own custom papers and prints. And I love to make my ephemera from my own, you know, mixed media work and artwork. So here we have a square sheet that we can work with now. And what I want to do is measure the waterfall journal cover. So first things first, we need to make sure that the waterfall pages are the exact size we need them to be for the journal. Where are we? 17 minutes. Okay. I am keeping a check on the time. We're going to be working in this book a lot. So let's see here. I want to go ahead and cover this page. This was a page where I was kind of doing some practice work. That was some really, if I'm not mistaken, that was fine touch watercolors and fine touch watercolor pencils. And that is a Hobby Lobby house brand, alongside their Masters Touch Fine Art Studio. Now, I do not like the fine touch products as much as I like their Masters Touch products. Just FYI. Okay, so this has to go from, I want it to go from the top, landscape wise. Okay, so I just want to measure how we can get this in here. Okay, like so. Just making sure we're not obstructing the spine. I'm not really worried about those edges because we're going to have the cover on top of here. I just want to make sure that it's laying in there okay, like so. And then I'll grab a pencil and I'm going to measure about a 1/16 of an inch in, maybe an 1/8 of an inch in on the corner of that. I can always erase that off of the paper if I need to. Now I'm actually going to leave this together and attempt to cut this as one piece of paper. I hope I am not making a mistake. But just to save some time, we're going to make this attempt. Yeah, I just want to make sure I have everything lined up the best I can before I do this. And here is to hoping, my friends. All right, we're going to line that up. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. Here we go. save that little piece. That actually, that could be a waterfall, a little miniature waterfall journal somewhere. Cut it down. Well, now you wouldn't want to cut it down, but it would make a cute little waterfall journal. A skinny, like a stamp book, you know. There's an idea for a stamping book. Let's go. That may be another idea. We'll sit that to the side. We'll work on that later. Little stamping pads so you can put your, you know, make stamps and then turn them off and decorate with them. So here is our waterfall journal cut down the size to fit our page, to fit our book pages. So let's just take a look. Make sure that it's, yeah, it's gonna fit there nicely like that. Okay. So now I want to measure. I may staple this. I like to do the 3-hole pamphlet system. So now what I want to do is measure. Ooh, it's not quite long enough. So we're going to have to compensate a little bit. So let's see. Now, typically what you would do is you would use one piece of paper of your choice for your cover, and you would lay it down and you would cut it to cover exactly, to fit exactly the size of your book. In my case, I'm gonna have to do a little finagling because the size of my print is not as long as I need it to be to cover the entire journal. I'm going to keep reiterating that, and I'm going to keep showing you the way that I did the basic design. So basically what you would do is you take the cardstock, like this one would cover everything because it's big enough. You would lay it down here, and then you would cut the cardstock to fit the exact width of the front of the waterfall pages. Make sense? Okay. In this case, mine is shorter. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut the width of it to make sure that the width is where I need it to be. Now, I do want to use as much of the angel as possible without losing any of the print, you know. And if you don't care about it, you know, you could position your paper to be whatever you want on the front. But in my case, I like to save as much as I can. So I'm just gonna make a little mark. Let's see. Make sure this is exactly the right width. And I'm just gonna make a little mark there where I need to cut. Okay. And then we'll work out the length of it in just a minute when we do the back cover. Because I'm gonna have to add a little bit more to my back. But it's still gonna look the same. This is just having to design on the fly a little bit because after cutting down my gel print, it was a little bit smaller than I needed it to be. So I'm gonna line it up and we're just gonna cut that on down. I'll pull this piece off and I'll put it to the side because it can be used to make a journaling tag, a card or something in addition to this. Okay, so that's gonna be the front cover. Let's bring it back and check it here. Let's have a look at it. Let's see this. All right, so this would sit flush with the bottom, which is gonna give me a little bit of room left at the top, as you can see, because the paper wasn't quite big enough. So what I would typically do, well, first things first, let me measure how much space that is. Okay, so I've just grabbed a ruler. And again, I'm gonna make sure that this flush with the bottom. And then we'll measure. And I don't wanna stick my head in the camera, so let me turn this a little bit so I can get a decent measurement here. Oh, I want to say it's about It's almost half an inch. Not quite. So we already need 3/4 of an inch overflow for the flip. And then here we're going to be adding in another, 2/8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2/16. 2/16. I just had to work that measurement out. That ruler has some of the markings faded off of it. So now let's do the back right quick. That way we can add in extra measurements. So we're going this way. This is going to fit completely. We're going to have to do it this way because we need to be able to add to the top. So let's flip this over and we'll lay this up flush against the end and the sides here. The first thing we're going to do is cut it to width. So you know what I think would be a better idea? Let's use the cover to cut it to width. We'll cut it to length in a second. All right, so I'm just gonna get that lined up and grab my cutter. And then I'm gonna line it up on my cutting track so that it's right up against the blade there. There we go. And now we will work on the length. I want to try to watch time as much as I can. Okay, so from here, we definitely know we need 3/4 added to it. So 3/4 of an inch added to it would be here. And then I need two more 16ths. I'm trying to work this measurement out, guys. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting to have to do this much math. This was supposed to be very simple and straightforward. But that's okay. So let me just scoot. I'm trying to keep it in frame so you can see it. See what I'm doing. I need to work with the end of the ruler. So let me just see if I do it like this. Maybe you can continue to see it. Let's see here. All right. Here we have. All right, here we have. From here to here is an inch. That's 3/4. That's where I would need to cut for the regular fold. And then I believe it's here that I need to add the 2/16. All right. I am hoping I measured that right. I do believe I did. We are about to see in just a minute. If the back is shorter, that is okay. It is not a big deal because, as you know, it is meant to be either glued in or clamped across the top of a page, so, or the side of a page, just depending on how you design the cover. To be top fold or side fold. Just gonna cut that down and we are gonna run with that. Now, what you would want to do is, under normal circumstances, measure down 3/4 of an inch from the top and create a fold. You measure down 3/4, you'd fold it. Or use a scoring board and your scoring tool, go down 3/4 of an inch and score. In this particular case, for the one that I'm doing now, I have to add that extra measurement. So I'm gonna go and score it to 3/4 plus the extra measurement I needed for my front cover, but you guys won't have to worry about that extra measurement if you're designing along and you have been cutting it to be the exact size of your waterfall signature. So I'm gonna go and score this where I need to, and then I'll come right back to show you how to finish putting this together. So I have scored the measurement I needed to. In your case, it would be 3/4. I did 3/4 plus the amount that I needed in order to offset the front. So that's the valley, that's the mountain. You always fold a squirt on the mountain. We're just gonna fold that over. Now, in your case, you would take your front cover and just insert it all the way in, like so. To get it to match the back. In our case, in my case, I'm gonna have to move it down just a little bit. So, let me grab the waterfall journal. All right, and we're going to sit that there. And I figured it would be a little short on the back, which is fine. But I want to move this down to cover the entire front. This was the reason we had the extra measurement on my 3/4, but you don't have that, just me. And then that's how, let's see, it would be this way so that I can turn it up right. I'm working from the side, but I do realize that it runs up and down that way. So I would need it to adhere like this. And this essentially is how the book is made, the 3/4 made. There's my front, there will be my pages. So I need to adhere. You would, again, slide yours all the way in and just adhere that flap to the front cover. In my case, I had to move it down a little bit. But, so now what you would do, let's see, how do I want to do this? Because I need to keep this. You don't have to do all of this. I have to do all of the extra measuring. I really wish it had been the same page, but you know that happens. Sometimes things are off and we have to roll with what we have. Okay, I need that there. Okay. So what I want to do to make sure that it is even is I'm going to make sure that it's lined up along the bottom lip there completely even. And that should make it even all the way up. Move that into frame so you can see it. Now in your case, yours would go all the way in to the fold. Mine won't because of the extra allowance I had to do. Now I'm gonna grab some glue. Do I wanna glue that or do I wanna tape it? I tell you what, since that's on the inside and nobody's gonna see it, I am going to run a line. I know you're glad you don't have to do all this. I'm gonna run a line there to let me know where to glue to. And then I'm just going to grab something to glue on. So I have glue that splash everywhere. I have a glue book here. And I'm just going to, I'm using Fabrifix in this little squeeze bottle because I like for everything I make to have extra strength and hold to it. Swallow my coffee. And let's see if we can get this to come on out of here. I may need to take a pen. Oh, there we go. And you can use as little or as much glue as you feel you need. You could use double-sided tape, You could use your glue sticks if you want. Now, I use glue sticks when I'm doing super light type work. Super light type work when it's just like really thin pages, but I typically don't use glue sticks to construct something that I definitely want to hold up for a super long time, because I have not met a glue stick yet that will do that. So I'm just putting as much glue as I feel I need to hold this down. All right. And now I am going to, yes, that's the right side up. Just want to make sure. Align that with the top up to that line, like so. We're gonna go ahead and get that here down. Grab a paper towel, just to catch any glue in case it decides to seep. Turn it over on the front and do the same. Now, I did not ink. I chose not to. I'm probably gonna go back and ink. I didn't ink the bridge there. I normally do, just for a little more definition, but I didn't. So there we go. We have that in here. And when you fold it over, there you have your 3/4 notebook folder cover. And that was made from my gel print. So it's gonna be a beautiful addition into the journal. Now, attaching the signature. I told you, it's not hard to make it all. It just takes time to describe it in the video process, right? So I'm going to open it up, and then that's going to sit right in there like that. And that will be our notebook edition. So the only thing I need to do now is actually attach the pages. Now you can decorate this however you want once you get it done. Now, I'm thinking that that's thin enough for me to just put staples through. And I think I'm going to. Now you can, again, you can use your 3-hole pamphlet stitch to attach this. That will be a really great way to attach them. I'm going to use staples simply because I want to make it really quick and easy, and it'll still be really nice. So let's trying to stake up. Still have no idea about the time. You guys check the time for me. I'm probably running long, but I'll be honest, I just don't have any relevance of time when I'm showing you guys how to do something. So I'm just getting this even, making sure, open it up, making sure that my creases are where they should be. Now, typically when I do this, I will miss the crease a little bit, but that's okay. So I have my long staple machine here. It's meant for you to be able to staple way up in the middle of something, right? So I'm just gonna get this lined up, and I'm gonna try to put 3 staples in it. Not sure how successful I'm gonna be, but we are gonna try. We're gonna first shoot for the middle. Can you guys see this? Hopefully you can. So I'm gonna first shoot for the middle, and I'm gonna try my best to staple this right on the fold. Okay, that's one. Not directly right on the fold, but it's a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. We'll do another one, centerways top here. And then another one on the bottom to hold it. About right there. That's not too bad. I didn't do too bad of a job stapling that. And now we'll just fold the book down. There we go. Now you can use your bone folder, what have you. I don't know where my bone folder is at the moment, but there. And there you have your notebook. And it would open this way, and your pages would fold up. Beautiful pages for journaling, drawing, writing. And then you'll get all the way over to the very back, which is tea or coffee dye, one of them. Cardstock, which again could be drawn on, journaled on, or written on. Really cute, really cute. Now, I didn't ink anything. Now, where you go from here, completely on you. This is just the basic journal construction or memo, waterfall memo, 3/4, what am I calling these things? 3/4 notebooks. 3/4 notebook. So that's the basic construction of the 3/4 notebook. Now, as I was telling you guys, that would fit inside. Now, I'm not going to do much to this one because this is art. This is a gel print that I created. And it's going to just be adding additional room for drawing into my art journal. It's going to sit here on this page, just like so. And that's where that'll live. Now, I could just go ahead and attach it in. Not this page. Let's do it on here. Let's just show you by attaching it here. So I'll just attach that to the top, flip it down. It'll slide in evenly. And voila, there you have it. An addition to your journal. Really, really cute. Now you can clip this down if you want. Like for instance, I would, and it'll eventually stay, you know, once your journal is closed, you won't have that to worry about. You can take it out, draw on it, put it back in. If you want to, you could take a paper clip and clip it down to the back page there, so that it'll stay stationary while you're doing whatever you're doing. But there you go. Guys, that is the 3/4 notebook idea, Ephemera. It can, again, standalone, addition to a journal, adding it to the page over the top. If you designed it sideways, you can add it in over this side corner of the page. And you have a beautiful little addition to draw on, paint on, sketch, write out your affirmations, your thoughts, journal, diary on, whatever you choose to do. You can do it with this little book, and you can design it however you would want to. I think this is so cute and such a neat way to add additional pages to whatever type of journal you may have. All right, guys, so now I said I would do a little flip through of the ones that were already created. So if you just were here to see how to create the little 3/4 notebook, there you guys have it. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you next time. If you wanted to see in closer detail the ones I've already created, let's just take a look real quick. So here we have, of course, we know how this one looks. This one will be an addition. I'm not sure if I'll put a pocket or anything on the front. I may just leave this just like that. I think it's cute exactly the way it is to be inserted into a journal. I don't think you need any additions to it. And they're made to be really simple and thin. So these I did a little decorating too. Now this was the first one that was designed. This one again is a little journaling book. It's just for writing and taking notes, writing down our ideas, jotting down thoughts, what have you. The paper in it is college rule lined paper that was tea-dyed and splattered with some watercolor paints just for additional effect. The cover is patterned paper that I had left over. It's super, super thin. Then I just used regular cardstock for color blocking, stamped out an image on the same paper, cut it out, and then here we just have this cute little tag that was created to go in the front pocket. You have journaling on the front and the back, and it just slides right there into the front cover, Seeking Magic Every Day. Really cute. So there was this little, now this one is made with the cover being completely laminated, made exactly the same way. The difference here is that the 3/4 lip is to the inside only. That way I could utilize the entire gel print. So the backing paper for this is actually copy paper that I dyed with watercolor, then splattered with watercolors, embossed it, inked the embossing, added extra ink in. The cardstock that was used for the backing was used to create this little corner tuck here to hold a pocket, added in some extra dragonflies. And the paper on the inside of this one is actually mixed media paper. So this is used for sketching, drawing, colored pencils, watercolor gouache. It's mixed media paper, so you could use it for anything you use mixed media paper for. Then I just created this cute little see-through tag that fits into the tuck on the front cover just for a little extra pizzazz. Now you could use that as a bookmark. It'll fit on a page, and as you can see, because it's see-through and clear, you'll be able to see whatever you're doing if you decide to use that as a bookmark, and then just clip it in with the paper clip to the page. Very, very cute, very whimsical, something really, really fun. As far as an addition for your journals are concerned. Okay, this one I created out of book pages. Now the centerpiece of this is actually one of my older paintings. Just kind of sitting around. I didn't have anything to do with it, so I kind of cut it out at the area that I really liked it for the front of this little 3/4 notebook. Backed it with some musical sheets here, put down a frame sticker on top of a book page, and then this really super cute paper clip, hidden paper clip closure here. So that's a paper clip that you can use anywhere in the journal if you decide it. And this one, like the one we constructed today, opens up. But of course, these are book pages. This is just made from book pages. Now, the reason I did this is because I personally like to stamp on book pages, and I know a lot of crafters do. Stamp on book pages and then color it with colored pencils. Then you could remove that illustration and use it in your journals elsewhere, or use it on a card that you were making, or what have you. So yeah, this one is all book pages, and it has quite a few pages in it. But I just wanted to show you guys some different ideas that you can use for this same basic construction for the cover. Just different embellishments for the decoration, and different ideas for the closures. Now, I cannot get that back on there, ironically enough. There we go. And I just thought that was really cute. I love the addition of the paperclip closure to that one. Okay, now here we have pattern paper that I made. This is coffee dyed cardstock that I used some stencils and some dye ink to create my own pattern paper in order to create this one. Did a little circle punch and stenciled that up. We have a little brad here, a little pizzazz for the closure. I thought this one was really cute. Now you'll be able to see brads in the back because this one is not actually bound in. And this is where I was telling you, you can do different types of binding. The one we created in, today was staples. The ones that we were looking at here are 3-hole pamphlet stitch where they're sewn in. This one is bound in with brads across the top of the back here, as you can see. Still same concept, folds up. Love this. This is tea-dyed paper, stained paper, really pretty. Really love the way this one turned out. If you go all the way to the back of this one, you're going to get this huge pocket, and this huge pocket has a tag on the inside, and that tag pulls out. It's meant for journaling and drawing on the back of the tag. Really nice, cute pizzazz. And see, this is just goes to show you, you can get as elaborate as you want with them, or you can keep them as simple as you want. And they are just really cute little additions. And that one was done a different way. Here's another one done from some gel printing pattern papers that we made on the channel. And I just used some black cardstock, used some white ink to do some dream catcher stamping, excuse me. Now I haven't made the tags for this one. I'm gonna get around to it, but it's the last one I'm working on. And it opens from the side, and this is just regular paper in it. designed in the same waterfall journal way, sewn in with the 3 pamphlet stitch all the way over to the back, which is quite short because again, it's meant to fit over a page. So there you have that one. Really cute. I love the way that paper came out when we did that pattern paper video. So that just goes to show you, you don't have to use pre-bought things. You can make all of your own supplies to create these things out of. And then finally, we have this one, which is made from standard 12 by 12 pattern paper out of a fairy tale book. Now, this one is a little bit more sophisticated, has some sewing and stitching around the outside of it. If you can see that there. The front cover contains 2 tags. Here we have a journaling tag, which has been sewn around, really cute. Journal space on the back. And then there is a hidden paper clip to be used at any point in a journal to clip in a tag or hold a page if you wanted it to. And that lives right in there. And then here we have a postcard journaling spot, which has this really cute little clothespin paper clip on it. Just another hidden paper clip. Beautiful little tag there. Journaling and drawing space on the back. And all of this is in addition to what's already in the book. And that just slides right back in there, like so. All right. And then I'm gonna turn it sideways so I can open it. But this is just regular sketch. This is sketching paper. This is just regular, like 60 pound sketching paper for drawing and sketching and colored pencils. And it's done in the waterfall effect all the way down to the back cover. Now your journal would have to be huge. This one has a belly band on the back. That belly band contains an additional journaling card. And it's in a whimsical, cute little shape with the strawberry on the front so that you can just journal and draw color on the back of that. And that's meant to live right inside that belly band on the back. Out of limitations comes creativity. I love that little stamp and our little handmade for you stamp. So there are just some different ideas, some different ways to decorate the exact same idea that we constructed today. Hopefully you guys saw something that you like, picked up some tips, tricks, and techniques that you're gonna find useful. I really enjoyed what we did today. If you did, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Share. Remember that sharing is caring. And maybe there's someone else out there who would love to see this information. Check us out on the Thrifty Apprentice Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok. You can join the Facebook group, Paints, Pencils, Pastels, and Markers. It is a wonderful group, Thrifty Apprentice sponsored, for all things artsy and crafty. We do all, we share all, we love all. And hopefully you guys found something. Don't forget to hit the comment section up. Let me know what you think of this project. And hopefully the video wasn't too long, but like I said earlier, the Thursday videos are going to be real time. Take your time, really look at how to construct these different things so that you can make them right out the comfort of your own home, very thriftily with supplies you already have around the house. And remember, as I tell you at the end of every single video, just keep painting and crafting.